morning, or sorry, not a good morning. Jeez. Good evening, Kittanning. I'm so used to saying good morning for all the vlogs, but hey, it is what it is. Glad that you're joining tonight. If you are on here, let me know that you can hear me as soon as you are on, and I would love to know that this is actually working well. So thank you for the like already. That was great. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I'm just pulling up all of my stuff. I'm getting a little bit better at this. Miss Olivia's in the house. Braden's in the house. Glad you were at church this morning, Braden. That was so awesome. Such a blessing. Blessings from my hometown. Jennifer, where do you live? Let's see here. Camden's in the house. Awesome. We got people joining us. My wife will hopefully be joining us in a little bit. I'm just gonna go on Facebook Live real quick to invite some other people here. So bear with me just a couple minutes, and we will go ahead and get started. Tell me what you thought about the Steelers big game today. That was fun to watch. I haven't watched a football game in years. Actually, sit down. And I got cable this year because cable was cheaper to just have basic cable than it was to have internet. It was cheaper to have cable and internet than just internet. So, man, that was an interesting football game to watch. Kelly's in the house. You've been waiting for the live stream, Kelly. Glad you could make it. Just going on Facebook Live, like I said, real quick, and I'll be right back to you guys. If I can figure it out. Goodness. Some days with technology, I feel like I'm really good, and sometimes I feel like I just have no idea what's going on. Okay. Hey, good evening, Kittanning. I just want to let you know we are live Sunday nights, 9 o'clock. We're on the YouTube channel. So if you're seeing this right now, we're still live. Normally, we've been going for 40 to 50 minutes. Tune in. We're going to be talking a little bit about the Steelers. We're going to be talking about why would you want to move to Kittanning, and maybe a multitude of other topics. So it's up to you, but you got to come join us. Leave some comments and come and check it out. So we're on the YouTube channel right now. So go on YouTube, search my name, search for the channel, and you will find the live video. And we would love to have you there right now. Okay, so that part is done. So let me go and check some comments here. I don't know why it always does this. Okay. Ordered Harper's Grill through Yins. Did you get it, Bradley? Did it? What did you think of that burger? Okay. Braden liked the service. Good. Camden's in the house. Chat. Kevin says, I was here earlier, but the chat box wasn't working. Someday, Kevin. Someday you'll make it first. I don't know when, but someday. Camden, that game was insane, wasn't it, though? The Steelers were up 21-7. That game was locked up. And then 2 fumbles back-to-back and 2 touchdowns for the Browns. What a game, what a game. Kelly doesn't watch football. Jennifer moved away because of the drug scene. You know, Jennifer, I understand that sentiment. We'll actually talk about that a little bit. But I do think that the drug scene overall, from my perspective, I think that it's getting better. I don't know if you guys think that it's getting better. I just think the city on the overall is kind of on the up. And so I've been hearing more and more stories of people getting clean. I know that there's plenty of problems out there still, though. So I know it's not great. But I think it's better than it was when I moved here 6 years ago. So that's great. Let's see here. But I do think Kittanning's going in the right direction versus some other places. So let's see. Kelly doesn't watch football. She likes looking at the scores though. So you had to be interested 21-21 as the final score. That's just they said that was the first tie game that had happened in the first week since 1971. So that's kind of the fun fact for the day. Braden was the first videos 3 times in a row. You were, my friend. That week before school when I was in Maryland, you were first on everything. It was crazy. I was uploading videos at like 12:30 and you were still on there in 2 seconds. That was great. Olivia says, did anyone's power go out tonight? Mine did not. We've been getting a heck of a lot of rain still, though. I actually just filmed some stuff for tomorrow's vlog because I have this river running through my yard, and it's probably, I don't know, 20, 30 feet wide in some places. So, but we just have a little bit of water in the basement, but that's pretty normal for our house. So it was just really, really an interesting storm with all the tropical storm coming up and just kind of hanging over our region. Supposedly, we're going to be one of the highest rain totals from that whole storm period, which is craziness. Let's see here. Bradley says good food from Harper's. Yeah, it is good. I'm actually going there this week again. We're going to have. I'm going to try that new Riverhawk burger, or it's like the Hawk's Nest burger. They have like an onion ring on there with melted cheese and like some kind of special Riverhawk sauce. Man, it looks really good. Go check out their Facebook page if you haven't yet, and check out that burger. It looks amazing. Camden thinks the Browns will do kind of good this year. You know, from what I saw today, I think I agree with you. Joanne said she lost her voice screaming at the game. I love that. Some diehard Steelers fans out there for sure. I'm not a huge Steeler fan myself. I'm a Vikings fan since I grew up in Minnesota, but I was hoping for an interesting game today to watch, and we definitely got that. No doubt about it. I kind of feel bad for the Browns though, because they're like, you know, two seasons with 0 wins. You know, that's just bizarre. 17 game losing streak, so I guess they didn't lose today, so I guess that streak is broken. Kelly says at my friend's house in Shallock, the river beside her house flooded and it went to the cars. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I haven't heard any flood warnings for Kittanning yet, but I'll be interested to see the creek by our house tomorrow. I bet it's going to be really, really high. And supposedly it's going to rain for another 24 hours straight, even from this point. So it's not going to let up anytime soon. So just keep praying for good favor and praying for the people who are flooded for sure. Hopefully no one gets injured, and you know, stuff can be replaced, houses can be replaced, cars can be replaced, but you know, life cannot. So we only get one chance at this thing. So definitely be praying for people that no one's hurt at the very least. God's way of bringing more catfish to Kittanning. Yeah, they shouldn't have any trouble getting past the dams in this storm. There'll be plenty of water flowing for sure. Ford City, they have to keep pumping out people's basements. Wow, I have not heard that yet. Roblox, you can get one of the flags. We still have plenty of flags left. There's probably, I don't know, 60, 70, 80 flags still left. So you got some time on that yet. Although DKI is having an event this coming Saturday, they're expecting to sell a lot of flags. So you may want to get one this week if you have the availability to do that. You can stop down to my office. They're $40. If you guys haven't seen the Kittanning flag yet, you got to go check it out. I have to stop calling it the Kittanning flag because it's not that specifically. It's the 1727 flag. And so if you're from Kittanning, it would be awesome. Even if you're just from Armstrong County and you're kind of interested in history, it would be great for anyone, even if you're not from Kittanning and you just have ties to this area. It still just speaks to the history of this area, being with the Allegheny River and the Indian settlements in 1727. It's just a really cool thing. My dad's pool is flooding. Yeah, I can imagine that because pools are already full to begin with. And then you get some water runoff into them. So there's going to be a mess for sure. No doubt about it. Does this mean no school? I don't know, Kelly. I wouldn't count on it, but maybe. You never know. Kevin. We were talking about It last week, Kevin. Kevin says the clown from It left the sewers. He said he will be back after all this rain stops. Yeah. You got to imagine it wouldn't be a great place to be in the sewers at this point. Is Elizabeth going to be in the live stream? I'm sure hoping so. She's been doing homeschooling, so she is preparing for her week of homeschooling. She said that she's almost done, so hopefully she will be joining us here momentarily, and we can do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and get into it, guys. If you haven't yet, I know there's 15 people on here. Go ahead and hit the like button. There's 3 likes on here and 15 people, so that's an opportunity for 12 of you to go ahead and get that done. And then we're going to go ahead and just get into the main topics tonight. Someone just unliked it? Okay, there we go. That was Kevin, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. All right. So number 1 on my list is the podcast. I know I said it was starting last week. It didn't start last week because Mayor Klein and I had conflicting schedules, and so it is going to start this week. I have him scheduled for Tuesday. We are going to record the podcast, but I really need questions from you guys. So if you have any questions for the mayor, it could be anything about, what it is to be a mayor in Kittanning. What is that like? Why did you want to be mayor? What do you think about a certain issue in Kittanning? What do you think about Steelers football? What do you think about Fortnite? I don't really care what the questions are, but I just need as many questions from you guys as possible so that we can just have a really great first podcast. It'll be the very beginning one. I have a lot of other people lined up, but I really wanted the mayor to be the first one because I think that's just kind of cool. Like, it's going to be the Kittanning podcast and have the mayor as the very first guest. And so whatever questions that you have on there for him, just go ahead and put them in the comments. Braden, if you like history, maybe that's something to figure out, what would be a good question for him. Something about Kittanning's history, or maybe just his favorite historical thing about Kittanning, or his history in Kittanning. I have no idea. But whatever questions that you have. Roblox is better than Fortnite. People keep telling me about Roblox now, since I saw you, Roblox Gamer, and I've been talking about it on the podcast. So, or not on the podcast, but on the live stream. So I'm going to check out Roblox. I really want to figure out what Roblox is all about. Someone was explaining it to me, and it sounded kind of like Minecraft, but they said it's way better than Minecraft, so I don't know. I'm still kind of confused on what it is, but I will look up a Roblox video and figure it out. Kelly says she's scared of clowns. Your dad used to watch it, the movie. Yeah, see, I caught my parents watching it also when I was little. Or actually, I was at my grandparents' house. I think my mom and my grandparents were watching it, and they didn't know I was even awake, and that movie scared the daylights out of me. Still don't like it to this day. Braden likes history, specifically World War II. I like it. If the mayor could be a superhero and use his powers to benefit Kittanning, which superhero would he be? That would be that's an interesting question. I will consider that one for sure. Captain America is way better than any superhero. All right. I'm so behind on superhero movies. I have never seen any of the Marvel movies. Can you believe that? There's like 50 of them now, and I've never seen a single one. I don't think I've even watched 5 minutes of a single one. I have no idea what is happening in superhero movies these days. Haven't seen any of the new Spider-Mans. I think the last thing I saw would be like the Batman movies that was like the last generation. It's been a long time. Okay, so what questions do you guys have for me? Do you guys have any questions for... Ooh, Brian Armitage is on here. Brian, I cannot thank you enough for yesterday, my friend. I was thinking about you tonight as I have a river running through my yard. It would be impossible to mow for probably the next week. So really interesting stuff. Glad you could make it on Saturday morning to help me out because I would be up a creek, so to speak. Literally and figuratively. Don't let the Marvel movies ruin the comics for you. Matt Smith. Okay, here we go. What are you doing or plan on doing to bring more younger families into the area? Seems like Kittanning is now made up of very old people or young children, but not much in between. That's an interesting question, so we can definitely talk about that. I think that would be a really cool question to ask. Thank you for that, Matt. That will go on my list for sure. Uh, what made me start YouTube? Okay, that's an interesting question, Camden. I'll definitely talk about that. Ever thought about getting any goats or pigs? Oh yeah, we got good questions here now. Okay, so what made me start YouTube? Let me talk about that first. Basically, I started YouTube. If you guys go back to my oldest videos on the channel, it was about the Daniel Fast, which is an event we do every year as a church. It's 3 weeks where we don't eat any meat, dairy, yeast, extra fats, all that kind of stuff. It's a really, really healthy diet, and we use it to get closer to God at the beginning of the year, to get your mind right, and to get your body right, and all those kinds of things. So I made 17 videos on the Daniel Fast as we were going through it. I kind of vlogged my Daniel Fast, what I was eating, and so that's how I got started. I've been interested in making videos since high school. I made videos in high school just for our school, and I go back and watch some of those, and they're really, I think they're really funny. But if you guys are interested in seeing me in high school, let me know, and I'll throw some of those in the vlogs in the future. But so I made them then. I really enjoyed it, and then when I did the Daniel Fast videos, it kind of lit a fire inside me. And then it took about 10 months. Well, actually, then I started making videos for Summer Serve for the church. And those just kind of went crazy. I got, we were getting 400 or 500 views on them. And I thought, wow, there's really something here. And so I just continued on, decided to start making the videos. And I really wanted to have a story or kind of come up with a series. And that's when I came up in October of last year. I came up with the Kittanning Greatest City in the World. I thought it was like so obnoxious that people would really connect with it, that people would argue with me, and that we would be able to start some good conversations and dialogues. And my goal to do the YouTube videos, to start this current vlog that I'm doing now, is just that I wanted to change the mindset of the entire city, because I think people are so negative about Kittanning, and I think we're starting to see that mindset shift. I think it's actually working, which to me is completely insane. That YouTube videos could be that powerful, but I really think that it's working. And so that's how I got started. I just wanted to change the mindset because I've lived here for 6 years, and I just really wanted to see that change. And so that's what I've been doing, and that's what I'm going to continue to do until I don't think that it's needed anymore. So great question, Camden. Hopefully that answered it for you, but that's how I got started. Or that's what made me start, at least this current vlog. That's what I really wanted to do. Watch one of my Roblox videos. I'm going to do that, Roblox Gamer. After I'm finished with this live stream, I'm going to go on and I'm going to learn more about Roblox. I truly am going to do that. You missed a bit, Braden. Braden, this live stream will be on this channel, so just kind of timestamp it. I'm not going to just repeat everything I just said, but timestamp it, go back to like minute 16, write that down, and then after this is done, go back to the 16th minute and listen for the 2 minutes, and you'll know about why I started the vlog. Let's see. Kelly says, have you ever thought about getting any goats or pigs? So yes, I have thought about getting goats and pigs, both. Number one, I love bacon and pork chops. Like, who wouldn't want that? And pigs can actually be really good tools in the garden. So if you guys have watched any of my videos on chickens, I'm kind of obsessed with chickens because they don't just give you eggs. That's not the point for me of chickens. Eggs are just like a great side benefit. Chickens spend all their day scratching constantly, and so they can dig up grass, which to a lot of people is a nuisance. But to me, when you're starting a garden, digging up grass and digging up weeds is like amazing. That's exactly what you want. And so that's why I got chickens to start with, is because I wanted to start a garden. And so the chickens dug up all the grass, and now I have the garden that I have. Can everybody else hear me? Just want to make sure. Roblox can't hear me, so. Okay, great. So I just wanted to make sure. And then, so I have chickens at my house, and then the pigs do the same thing, but on a deeper level. Pigs will actually till into the ground, and so they'll dig down like a foot, and they are really, really destructive. And so if you're going to get pigs, and you don't want them to be just a mess and a nuisance, then you have to basically have a job for them to do. And so I do. I mean, I have a garden, and I have other areas that I could prepare for a garden if I ever needed more. And so that was my thought for pigs, is that I would get them for a season so that they would be able to tear everything up, and then I would eat them in the fall. So yeah, definitely thought about it. Goats also are great for clearing brush, those kinds of things. I don't have a ton of brush to clear, but I would Totally be open to something like sheep because I like, there'd be lawnmowers and they would save me time on mowing my lawn. So definitely thought about getting more animals. I saw someone ask, do you have any pets? I do have a pet. I have one dog, Jasper, and I have 26 chickens. So if they count, I have 27 pets. Let's see. James Pete, what's your favorite part of our town? I'm assuming that's for me, and I don't. But I'm gonna use that for the mayor. Also, I'm doing a podcast with the mayor on Tuesday. If you didn't know that, and so my favorite part of our town to me is I'm gonna save that. We're gonna talk about pros and cons of moving to Kittanning in a little bit, and so I'll talk about that, James. I promise. I'll get back to that question. Let's see. Kelly Meyer says, no, not for that. Chicken named Chicken Wing, yeah. That'd be good. Olivia, okay, answered that. Matt Smith, they should make the old Ford City area where PPG Glass and Elger was into a community of homes, retail and food, such as they did with the waterfront homestead next to Sandcastle. Would be great. I think 100%, you are absolutely right. That would be amazing. If they could get the funding to make that happen, even if it was like Kittanning Cottages style, and so you had, even some kind of government subsidized housing, not like Section 8, because you wouldn't want that for a waterfront property. But if you could build out 20 or 30 homes there that could be affordable senior living and then make lots available all along the river, that would just be incredible. And then it would help Ford City and Kittanning kind of make the turn that I think needs to happen, which is not to keep wishing that manufacturing is going to come back, because it's not going to. At least it's not going to come into the city because the river is not a viable economic waterway anymore. But make all that stuff into tourism. And so encourage a hotel to come in there, encourage duplex homes where people could have Airbnb as part of their home, and then have a home on one side and have an Airbnb on the other side. I think that would be absolutely incredible for the city of Ford City, and I think that's also an opportunity for Kittanning. If you look at different areas down by the water that are undeveloped, both above the river and then both above the city up the river and both below the city, between Kittanning and Manorville, I believe there's property there that could possibly be developed. Roblox says, now you're like yelling. Just turn your phone down, man. Turn your volume down. Kelly Meyer says, don't eat them. My dad used to have a bunch of farm animals when we were younger. Well, what's the point of having farm animals if you're not going to eat them? Seriously. I can't afford pets that big. If an animal is going to come onto my farm, they have to provide as much value for me as I'm giving to them. And so I have to give them food, I have to give them water, I have to give them hours of my time to take care of them. And so they are going to have to give back to me. And so that either has to be number one, productive work, or number two, it has to be food. Chickens fit the bill 100% because they give me both, and I don't have to kill them to get it. But pigs, they don't give me food naturally until they're dead. So they would have to die if they were here. That's just the way it is. Kevin says, I remember giving a 500-pound pig named Bacon to an Amish family because my kids wouldn't stop crying. The Amish people ate it for sure, right? I mean, Amish people do not have farm animals that don't give back to them. Let's see. James Pete says, were you a bad boy in school or good? So that's a good question. I was kind of both. I did not live up to my potential at all. So I was way smarter than my grades reflected. I was like a 4.0 student my freshman year, and then I was 3.3, and I was like 2.7, and then I was like 2.0. And so my grades went down, that was because also my attitude and those kinds of things were also not great. And so I just, I wouldn't call myself a bad boy, but I was like always pushing the limits of what I could do to not get in trouble. And so that was reflected in my videos. It was reflected in so many different things. But so I wouldn't say bad boy, but I definitely wasn't good either. I was kind of in between. Yeah. Hopefully that answers your question. But I started drinking. I started, smoking and chewing, and it was just I wasn't great in that respect. But I also was like a tennis player, and I dressed kind of preppy, and so it was like kind of like in between the two. Uh, the Amish man told you that he would let the pig live as a guard pig. Yeah. Uh-huh. Maybe guarding the lining of his stomach or something. Had a baby goat named Inuyasha. Something got into the fence and killed him, but he was just a baby, and I used to bottle feed him all the time. Yeah, baby goats are just the cutest, aren't they? When they jump around, and they're just the cutest things. And then they get big and they start destroying everything. Here's a meme. Da dude, welcome to the live stream. Glad to have you, my friend. Let's see. Someone asked a question that I missed here. Oh, James Pete, do you have a favorite kind of car? I do not. Well, I do, but my favorite kind of car is not exciting. Like, I'm not like a Mustang person or a Corvette person. I am like whatever the cheapest thing is that has air conditioning. That is the one thing that I really enjoy. Air conditioning and cheap that will get me from point A to point B. And that's reflected in what I drive. I drive a 2004 Suzuki. We have a 2006 van. And my favorite vehicle is my 99 brown Chevy S10 two-wheel drive manual shift truck. And so that's my favorite vehicle to drive because it is so simple of a vehicle, has really cold air conditioning, and gets me from point A to point B, and gets great gas mileage at the same time, and still has a truck bed. It checks all the boxes for me except four-wheel drive. I do wish it had four-wheel drive, but that's a whole nother thing. Let's see. What else am I missing? The Riverhawks opener was fantastic despite the loss. Hope they can pack the stadium all season long. I saw some pictures from the stadium. It looked amazing. I bet that game was awesome. I was kind of sad that they didn't pull it out. It looked like they were way ahead. They kind of had a game similar to the Steelers, except the Steelers at least pulled out a tie. But yeah, really wish they would won. And then I heard so many comments about Chartiers Valley band. I guess Chartiers Valley must have a absolutely amazing band. So that sounded pretty cool too. I kind of wish I was there to see that also. Let's see here. Very bad. My dad does the same thing. I'm not sure what that means, Braden. Let's see. That dude is my friend in school. That's cool. We got friends here on the live stream. That's fantastic. I don't know if we can get more than 20 people in here tonight. I think that's still our record. When I have Elizabeth on here, we always get more people, but she is still not here 28 minutes later. So I'm going to wait to have that final conversation until she shows up. You don't miss the little glass flaps that used to be on car windows. I do not, Kevin. I don't even know that I've ever had a car with glass flaps on the car windows. You told me about it though. I bet it was great. Let's see here. Armstrong County needs a Port Authority shuttle bus that would take people from Park and Ride to locations such as Pittsburgh, Butler, Indiana, and Greensburg. Totally agree. That would be awesome. I don't think we have the population to support that for the most part. Oh yeah, Braden, smoke, chews, and drinks. Yeah, see, Braden, when I met Jesus, all that stuff is gone. So I don't smoke, chew, or drink anymore. That stuff is very bad. It's gone out of my life because that's how Jesus works. He does that. But anyway, Port Authority thing. Yeah, I just think there's just not enough people here to support it. I wish there was, but I don't see that happening in the future. I wish it would though. Especially with Route 28 now that it's 2 lanes the whole way, it's finished. I think a Port Authority bus would be really, really awesome. So wait, that manual S10 I see a lot is yours. It's brown. Yeah, it's probably mine, dude. I would assume there's not too many brown S10s riding through town. So yeah, next time you see me, just yell out Kittanning, greatest city in the world, and I will stop and get you in the next YouTube video. 2008 Kia Sportage Red. See, that's my kind of car. Kia Sportage, you can get 4-wheel drive in it. They're really cheap. They're kind of fun little cars to drive. I love it. Love it, my man. Lots of stickers on the back windows. My truck has one sticker in the back window, and I didn't put it there. It was from the previous owner. When you were in school, what was your favorite class? My favorite class was mass media, and so that was where I made my first videos. We actually ran a school TV station in 2004, so we were going way, way back. Well, I guess 2003 and 2004. So we ran a school TV station that was actually broadcast on our little in our area. It was broadcast on the local TV station, and so that was really, really fun to do for me. I really enjoyed that. Let's see. How old is your oldest kid, and what grade is he or she in, and who is her teacher? So my oldest child is Abby. She's 5 years old, and she is homeschooling this year. So her teacher is her mom. So a pretty simple question to answer there. We're testing out homeschool this year because we are just checking out, figuring out if that's going to work for our family. So far, it's working out pretty good. But you can see my kids in the videos. They are pretty awesome. Dude, I'm not sure what you're referring to. Check out my Coliseum series. Is that like your YouTube videos, I'm assuming? You like physical education. You like gym class, your favorite. I understand. 6th grade. Yeah, Kevin, homeschool says homeschool is probably safer no matter how you discipline your kids. They receive a lot of influence from teachers and other kids. Yeah, that's and that goes all the way to preschool. We put our kids in a Christian preschool, and it was amazing the things that they would come home and tell us, and things that they would pick up from other kids. And it was just kind of shocking that even at 3 and 4 years old, our kids were in preschool, that they were still picking up a lot of different stuff from that. Look what we have. Look what we have here. Amazing. Here she is, the star of the show.
You're right.
You've all been waiting for this very moment. Elizabeth Ladisaw is in the house.
Oh, goodness.
So why don't you tell them, how's homeschool going so far?
It's going good. It's going good. It's
positives and negatives.
It's an adjustment for me, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Just trying to fit everything in, which isn't possible. So just putting stuff aside that I want to do because I need to do school. So, yeah.
Yeah. So you're talking about things like cleaning the house,
Prepping for dinner,
yeah.
Just like taking care of the other ones. Well, they still get taken care of, but I mean,
yeah,
it's kind of, they need to kind of entertain themselves a little bit more too. So
yeah, we just don't feed the baby anymore, so it really works out. Everyone wins,
yep.
Except the baby, of course. But so we're already 33 minutes into this thing, and we do have one other question that I want to have answered tonight. You probably saw the title of the live stream, and so the title of the live stream was "Why Move to Kittanning?" And so Kevin asked this question for a friend in our Discord channel. And so if you guys don't know what Discord is, it's like to me it's like a chat room service, but it's normally for gamers and those kinds of things. But we have a Discord for this YouTube channel, and so just encourage you guys, if you are on Discord at all, or if you just want to check it out, you can go on there. The link is in the description for all my YouTube videos. And that's like your invite code to get into the Discord server. So we have like 9 or 10 people in the Discord right now, and we would love to get more of you involved with that. So we try to do with the Discord. I'm trying to do maybe like some previews for YouTube videos or like special content, those kinds of things. And then we've done different things before in the past where Kevin made a bunch of memes for the Facebook page that turned out really funny. And so if you guys have seen any of those in the past, that Discord's a great server for those kinds of things. And so Kevin's question was pros and cons of moving to Kittanning from an outsider's perspective. And so we were in that situation not too long ago. 6.5 years ago, we moved to Kittanning, almost 7 years ago, I guess. And so just wanted to see what my wife thinks about that and what I think about that. And I guess we'll start with cons. We'll start on the negative side, and then we'll work our way to the positive stuff. And so negatives about moving to Kittanning, and you guys can put anything you want in the comments, and we'll address those as we go.
Um, I would say cons, especially when we first moved here, was the adjustment of not having anything you wanted within 5 minutes. We would have to drive 25 to 30 minutes to go grocery shopping, to go to like Sam's Club, just anywhere. And it's nice now that Aldi's here and there's more restaurants, that sort of thing. Not that we get to go out to the restaurants that often, but
We used to. We used to.
it's nice to not have to drive a half an hour and try to plan what do we need for food for a baby and a kid, and because we can just go right up on the hill and we're back in an hour.
Yeah.
But still, there's some stores that would be nice to have closer, but it is what it is.
Yeah, we could use like a Sam's Club and a Home Depot and Target, those kinds of things. But for what we have, I think is great. And when we first moved here, Walmart wasn't even 24 hours a day yet, and they didn't have a grocery section. And so it was really a struggle for us in the beginning because we couldn't afford at the time to shop at Sprinkles. And so we had to drive to Aldi's in Butler or drive to Indiana. And so it was a real struggle for us that way. But so much has changed in 6 years in Kittanning. Like you go back and look, Walmart's now 24/7. We have Aldi's. How many new restaurants have started in the last 6 years? It's incredible the amount of change that's happened here. And so there's negatives to that still, but there's a lot more positives than there used to be. But when we lived in Greensburg, we were 5 minutes from everything. Yeah, we could be to Sam's Club or a mall or wherever within 5 minutes. And so Greensburg was just a different animal, so it was an adjustment period for us. And so if you're moving from an area that has a lot of those things, then it would be hard.
Yeah.
Couple other negatives. We said there's lacking in some like public services for Kittanning, and so the like social services, like public transportation is okay in Kittanning, but it's not great. It could be a lot better. And then there's some different social services and benefits that people in other counties have that we just don't, just because we're a smaller community. So that has negatives and positives to it also. Because I don't know, I like the small town feel. I like the fact that you can get to know people, and people are for the most part really friendly, those kinds of things. But anyway, we can't talk about negatives without going to positive things because it's just the greatest city in the world. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
How about the economy? What do you have any thoughts on that, or not really?
I don't.
No. So I would say local economy can be a struggle. So if you're coming here, depending on your skill set, it can be hard to find a job that's super local. But you could probably find it within half an hour or an hour and drive from Kittanning. But there's not tons and tons of manufacturing jobs like there used to be. So it just depends on what you're looking for. Kittanning might not be the greatest place as far as job prospects. There's also positives to that too, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Sorry, what were you going to say?
No.
Okay.
You said we'll talk about it in a minute.
Yeah. So the last one is drugs that I had on the negative, and people always talk about that, but I don't think you can really get away from drugs wherever you go. You're always going to have that issue, and if you go any town on the river in Western Pennsylvania, drugs is a problem, and so if you're going to move to this area, you're just going to have that to deal with. And I think it's a spiritual opportunity for us too, because then we have an opportunity to go and help those people and to show them that there's a different way to live and that there's a more positive way to live your life. Sorry, I see all the comments coming through, and it's tough for me not to respond to you, but that's one of the things my wife told me is that I'm always cutting off my sentences and I'm cutting off her, so I'm going to try not to do that tonight.
Well, the first live stream, whatever live stream I was on the first time, I just noticed he'd be in the middle of a sentence saying something, and he'd read a comment and then answer that comment and then go back and just finish your sentence first and then answer a comment and then get that idea out and then move on. So
that's all the negatives that we had for Kittanning, all the cons to potentially moving here. We'll get to the positives in a minute, but I want to go back and talk about comments. Okay. All hail Queen Elizabeth. She is so pretty, isn't she? I mean, I totally agree with you. What a beautiful lady.
Thank you, but
GTA playthrough series, homeschooling. Are we accepting any new kids? Brian asks. We'll take honor anytime you want to give them away, Brian. We'll take your kid any day of the week.
where do you say that?
Yeah.
Oh, accepting. I thought you said expecting. I was like, no.
Oh, maybe it was expecting. We're not expecting any new
No.
kids either, and
No.
we're not planning to. We are done in that category unless God works a miracle in
Yeah.
our lives. But Malachi will be our final child, probably.
More than likely, yes.
Yeah. Haven't played a game in months. I haven't played any games either, Kevin. Braden says, hi, Elizabeth. He was at church today. Did you see Braden?
I don't think.
Braden came to church today from the YouTube channel with his grandmother, and it was awesome. Braden, you were great to have in the service, and it was so cool to have your interaction all day, too. Braden said, I told everyone I was a really bad salesperson, and Braden goes, you're a pretty good salesperson. You got me to come to church here. So that was the best comment of the day. I loved it. How long have we been married? We've been married 7 years. If you want to go back and check, there's a really cool video that we kind of did our first little Q&A session for our anniversary. One of my favorite videos on the channel. And so that happened in July. So go back to like July's videos and you'll see a video that has like a 7-year itch, I think is on the title of it. Yeah. It's a really great video. It's kind of long, but it's really great. You can get a lot of my wife's personality in that one. Aldi's is a lifesaver. It totally is. We love Aldi's. Aldi's is one of our favorite places to go, although they kicked me out last time for filming. So,
You know, the funny thing about that is after that, and we talked about the Aldi and like saw his YouTube video, I don't know, like they listen to you. They really do. Because I had all these YouTube like ads and other people's videos that they videoed in Aldi. I'm like, huh, what? All these videos of people, and then they tell him, but I think because of the microphone though too.
yeah, and I'm still gonna make videos in Aldi's. I don't care. And the girl that was checking us out the other day, she said, I'm not gonna tell anyone, and I said, I'm gonna pretend I don't know. So I'm still filming in Aldi's. I don't care.
Just lose the mic, I think. And then people-
I just need a less obvious vlogging rig.
yeah.
Let's see here. Try Yamato. Yamato is amazing. My wife doesn't like Yamato because she doesn't like fish, but I think Yamato is amazing. I go there as often as I possibly can. I'm actually going there this week. I'm eating out several times this week. I'm eating at Yamato's and I'm eating at Harper's, and my wife's going to be at home with the children. So there's that.
Yeah, that happens a lot, so yeah.
It does. Rather shop at Aldi's. Yeah, you don't save much at Shop and Save. Totally agree with that. Although they do have an awesome bakery section that I really enjoy every time someone brings me some of it. So if you ever want to bring me things from Shop and Save Bakery, I will totally accept it. I lived in Fort City all my life. You have a YMCA soccer game on Saturday. That is fantastic, Braden. I hope you do well. Hope you score many goals. Or if you're the goalkeeper, I hope no one scores any goals on you. Drug abuse is here. Hulk smash drugs. Totally agree. Totally against drugs. You would have loved Kittanning in the 60s and 70s. I bet I would. So, let me know what happened in the 60s and 70s, Jim Cogley, that I would love. But I bet I would have loved it. Let's see. I would definitely take Aldi's all day over Shop and Save just because we're cheap for the most part. But we really like Aldi's.
I've liked just about everything we've gotten from there. Minus a few things here and there. The produce sometimes is spotty, but just about everything we've had has been good. Yeah.
All Day Every Day says, I live near an abandoned house that really needs fixed really bad. So can you give me that address all day, every day? You don't have to put it on here if you don't want to. But if you go to Kittanning Greatest City in the World Facebook page, shoot me a message on there with the address of that house, and I will be happy to take a look at it and see if there's anything we can do from a church perspective or from Habitat for Humanity perspective. So I really want to know where that is, truly. So go on there and send me a message and let me know. Did you go to Armstrong High School last year and talk about insurance? Yes, I did, and I'm going there again this year as far as I know. I'll be there in the fall semester and the spring semester talking about insurance, and I'm going to try to talk more about Kittanning Greatest City in the World and about my YouTube channel, because I think that that's really important for high school kids to understand is that they are in a city that is worth living in. It's getting close to my birthday. Happy early birthday, Roblox. I will see you on a live stream closer to October 1st. Make sure to come, and I may actually sing to you on the live stream if you come back. I might sing happy birthday. Accepting any new students. Yes. Are you accepting new students? Brian's wondering. Can Honor come out and go to homeschool? We did join a homeschool little co-op thing. And so, Brian, if you are truly interested in learning more about homeschool, she would totally talk to your wife.
Yeah.
You rebel, Jim says. I'm assuming that's about filming in Aldi's. Let's see. Mobile Mantis is out for the night. See ya. Yes, Mr. Gromley's class. That's where I was at, and that's hopefully where I'll be again. I think we're catching up on comments here. Brainstorming ideas about trying to increase foot traffic in town farmers market. Yeah. You mean starting a new farmers market in town or increasing the traffic at the farmers market that's up in the mall? Because I think, we would... I love farmers markets, and the one at the mall, I'm just not up there. We don't get there, but I wish we did. But we grow a lot of our own vegetables anyway, so it's like when we need it is in the wintertime, and that's when it's not available. So anyway, you should check out Armstrong Leo Club, great service organization. Yeah, the Leo Club is a great thing. I see the things that they do. If Leo Club ever wants to get promoted on my YouTube channel, have someone from there get in contact with me, and I'd love to promote the things that they do. Okay, so we're caught up on comments. We're going to talk about the pros now of moving to Kittanning. So number one for me, I'll just talk about this one, is opportunity. And so I just think the fact that when we moved here, the incredible opportunity for us was to buy real estate downtown for the price that we bought it would be completely impossible anywhere else.
Yeah.
We bought the building. I feel like I stole it, honestly. I feel bad for the price that I paid for it because there's apartments upstairs that are now rented, and that building has paid for itself so many times already. It paid for itself because we got to live there for 4 years for nothing, and now we have that income that's coming from there, and my business still gets to pay all the bills for the building, and it's incredible. So, and that still exists. You can still pick up real estate here for just so cheap compared to other places. And so if you're looking to buy a house or you're looking to, any of those kinds of things, your money just goes so much further here.
Mm-hmm.
You have anything to say about that?
No, I just agree.
Yeah,
we were very fortunate that we found the building we did, and we lived upstairs. And yeah.
I think if you're on a fixed income, like if someone's coming here that's on disability and they're getting $1,000 a month, your $1,000 is going to go so much further in Kittanning than it's going to go just about anywhere else in the country. And so if it's like a choice between living in a bigger city like Chicago or Pittsburgh or wherever and living in Kittanning, I choose Kittanning all day long, 100%. Mm-hmm. Number two, do you want to talk about this?
Which one? Beauty?
Yeah.
I can't read your writing, sorry. No, it's a very beautiful area to live in. Just pretty much anywhere you go, just along the river, driving around, the houses, even like the architecture, just, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful place to live.
Yeah, and I think you look at the river and you can be close to hiking trails. You're 45 minutes from Pittsburgh. You're 45 minutes away from the mountains. It's just an awesome place to be. And so I think the people that live in Kittanning kind of take it for granted. But I would just suggest to you, if you lived in Kittanning and you don't like it here or you don't think that it's beautiful, just go walk in Riverfront Park on any time of the year, any kind of weather, doesn't matter. And just look around you. It is just a stunningly beautiful place to live. So I think that's one of the major pros to living in Kittanning is you get to move to one of the most picturesque places certainly the most picturesque place that I've ever lived. And I've lived on beautiful lakes in Minnesota, all those kinds of things. And yeah. Hey, Braden, see you later, buddy. If you have to go, I totally understand. I know we're getting close to kids' bedtimes here and all that kind of stuff. I think another pro is the amazing things that have happened in the last 6 years. Kittanning is definitely, to me, is on the uphill. And so that's a major pro. We just talked about some of them earlier, how many new restaurants there are here, the fact that Aldi's is here, the fact that a lot of businesses are making good investments in town. We have two employers now that have been recognized regionally that as some of the best employers in the state. And so you have Next to Your Bank that was just recognized for their giving and all of those kinds of things. And then we have another business in West Kittanning that I'll be making a video about here in the near future that they were just voted one of the top 50 employers in the region. And so that's really, really great. And so there's definitely good things that are happening. And so that's the number one thing that's on my list, actually, is that you want to move to Kittanning right now because then you get to say that you were like here before Kittanning fully made its comeback. And so you would get to brag to everyone else. And pretty soon, like 10 years from now, we're all going to be able to say, yeah, but they didn't even show up until, Kittanning was already better. And so we've been here since the beginning. We were the ones that like made it happen. We were here through the struggle. And so that's the opportunity that's like moving to Kittanning right now. You're not going to be able to say that for too much longer because Kittanning is going to be just, incredible all the way through. So, do you totally agree?
I have no comment for you right now.
It's all true, though. I don't know.
Funny.
I don't know
No,
why
it's
you're.
true.
Okay. All right.
It's funny.
So, anyways, that's our cons and pros of moving to Kittanning. And so, hopefully, Kevin, hopefully that's enough information that you can hand off to your friend that they can utilize to make their decision on whether to move here or not. All the cons had positive things to them, and all the positive things are just amazing. So, Kittanning, I think it's a great time to move to Kittanning. It's a great time to come be a part of what's happening here. And I think we would just really love to see more people moving here, more young families, all that kind of stuff.
I don't know if this is a pro because what I'm going to say isn't like technically,
Yeah.
I guess, bless you, a job in Kittanning. But I mean, even if someone had to travel, I think if you got a job closer to Pittsburgh and you traveled and you lived here, like I think even in that way you're saving money because it's not as expensive to live here, but you get what?
He said bless you times two.
Oh.
Go ahead, keep going.
I don't know. I think just because your standard of living is not as high here, and you're not right in downtown fighting all that stuff and living there and just raising a family in the city and stuff like that. I don't know. That's just my opinion. But
Yeah, I think it's a great place to raise a family, especially with the new schools and those kinds of things. I think it's way better than living in the inner city or something like that. 100%. So we'll catch up on comments. We're over 50 minutes already. So we'll catch up on comments. Then we're probably going to head out, you guys. So we'll go back to where we ended off here. I was the guy that gave the long explanation about if you were speeding and your wife was oh, yeah. I remember that, Stay Supreme. Yeah, that was a good question. I really enjoy all my time going and teaching driver's ed. And that's one of the most fun things for the year. It's always hard for me to take almost an entire day off work, but totally worth it. And I'm going to come back again. So if you can somehow fail Mr. Gromley's class and see me twice, go for it. I want you to do good in school, all those kinds of things. But, if you have to fail one class, fail that one just so you can see me again next year. Kelly, you passed Mr. Gromley's class. Well, geez, come on. Did I meet you in there, Kelly? Did you see me? I hope that you did. People that are in Kittanning, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. How do you like the hurricane aftermath? Yeah, we are getting the hurricane aftermath still. One more day of hurricane aftermath, and then hopefully we'll get some sunshine again one of these days. My yard needs to not be a river anymore. That would be wonderful. Most beautiful thing is the view that you get from my dad's. And you're in Ford City, Braden, so I'm assuming you're talking about from on the hill in Ford City, and it is beautiful. Really, really beautiful place. Kittanning and Ford City, both great places. Great pros and cons. You guys are wonderful. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate you, my friend. You should come talk at Adelphi Kittanning. A lot of those kids really need Jesus in their life. Yeah, Kelly, if you know someone that I could go and talk at Adelphi, I'd be totally open to doing that. Just let me know. I'd be happy to take an hour or two out of my day and go and talk to some people about Kittanning and about the opportunity that we have living your life for Jesus instead of for the world. Kevin, I wrecked my bike into a car and had no one in it. All right, I know that comment wasn't for me, but that's still funny, Mobile Mantis. I appreciate you being here. Just started watching Living Real Close to Kittanning. Margie or Margie, I don't know how you pronounce your name, but just let me know. This live stream will be on the YouTube channel as soon as we're done. I will get it uploaded on there, and so you can check out the rest of the video, everything that you missed. And if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, make sure that you go ahead and do that. We're at 555 subscribers last I checked. So would love to have you connected, and there are 120 videos, 123 videos, I think. So I can keep you busy for days for your TV watching, YouTube watching. Kelly, you never saw me. Oh, wait, maybe you did. Okay. Well, when you decide whether you saw me or not, let me know. Hopefully I was memorable. Did break your tooth? Wow, that's hilarious. Grandma lives by Sunnyside. Sunnyside's an amazing place too, right by Kawashonic. That's a really beautiful place. I love Sunnyside. We actually looked at 2 houses near Sunnyside. My wife probably doesn't even know what that is, but we did. We looked at 2 houses out that way.
Which houses?
It's out like halfway to Rural Valley. The white road house.
Okay.
Yeah. Really love the house and the property that we looked at out there, but it was just too much work and too much money. We couldn't do it.
It kind of gave me a creepy feeling, but that's,
Lots of things give you a creepy feeling, though. So, contact Miss Talladay at Adelphi. Yeah, please get me the number, Kelly. Seriously, and I will be happy to contact Mrs. Talladay, and I will come to Adelphi and speak if they will have me. Sadly, I go to Lenape, so I won't see you. Yeah, that is sad, Stacy Preem, but still cool. Yes, I don't know if school's gonna be canceled or not. You never know. Area flood watch expires in 1 day. The rain is almost done, my friends. We're almost there. Anything else you want to say? We're all caught up on comments. Certainly appreciate you guys watching. Glad you got to see Elizabeth. That was the best part of the video. She hung out for about almost half of it. I have not spoken at Lenape Tech, but I'd be happy to if you have a driver's ed teacher there. Have them get in contact with me. I'll come talk to you about insurance and about Kittanning, the greatest city in the world. And I might even say some good things about Ford City. You never know. The Discord I did talk about. So one more time with the Discord channel. If you guys know what Discord is or don't, it's an app that you can get on your phone, or I think you can still use Discord on the computer. People forgive me for my tech illiteracy when it comes to Discord, but go ahead and sign up with the Discord channel. You can find an invite link down in the description of this video and every other video that I have. So go ahead and get signed up on the Discord. It's like this running chat that we have that's like being here on this night, except it runs all the time. And so we'd love to have you there. You get to know more about me, and you can talk to me about and talk to the rest of the group about different things about Kittanning and how to make it a better place and get the inside scoop on the goings on throughout the week. So definitely check out the Discord and get on there. Anything else?
No.
Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Bless you guys. We really love you. Appreciate you connecting to the channel. The movement is just beginning, you guys. So many good things coming for this city. I love that you guys connect and get to connect to our family and get to connect with everything that's happening in the city. And if you know of any good things that are happening that I could be going and making videos about, please let me know. I'm always looking for stuff like that. But I think that's it. Love you guys. Love you, Braden. Glad you made it to church today. Mobile Mantis, glad you could join us here right at the end. Appreciate you, my friend, and all the work that you've done helping me get Discord going. And youth group starting at Living Water Church. Talk about that more next week. Have a great time, guys.
Have a good night.